After a much needed health break, Real Estate Wisdom with Vish is back. Today, a quick life update how the 2025 real estate market really ended, what to expect in 2026, and why January is actually a smart time to start your home search in Canada. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Real Estate Wisdom with Vish Season 2. If you're new here, this show is all about practical, no-nonsense real estate advice for everyday people in Ontario. Buyers, sellers, investors, landlords, and tenants. If you've been with me from Season 1, first of all, thank you. You probably noticed the silence over the last few months. In August, I gone through a heart surgery. I had to step back for health reasons and focus on recovery, family, and getting my energy back. That break was not easy for me because I love sharing what I learn in the field every day, but you can imagine it was necessary. The good news is I'm back, feeling stronger, with more clarity, and with a better plan so I can stay consistent without burning out. In Season 2, you can expect these things. Shorter, sharper episodes with clear takeaways, more real stories from actual transactions and landlord-tenant situations, a bigger focus on market timing, interest rates, and cash flow for investors. Now, let's talk about what happened in the real estate market as 2025 wrapped up and what that means for you in 2026. Let's zoom out first and talk about how 2025 ended in real estate. By the end of 2025, the market had settled into a more balanced feeling compared to the wild swings of previous years in many areas. Prices were not crashing. Actually, it did crash in some areas, especially in condo market, but they weren't exploding either. More of a slow, cautious adjustment in some areas. So depending upon the neighborhood, city, town, things were different. Interest rates were still a major theme after earlier aggressive hikes and some easing as inflation cooled. Many buyers and homeowners spent 2025 reevaluating their budgets, renewals, and long-term plans. Here are a few key patterns we saw by late 2025. Buyers become more payment sensitive than price obsessed. The monthly cost and the rate mattered more than just the sticker price. Sellers who priced realistically, not emotionally, were still able to move their properties, especially if the home showed well and was in a good location. Investors got more cautious, I think extra cautious, because their money got stuck in a lot of places, with a bigger focus on cash flow, vacancy risk, and tenant quality rather than just quick appreciation. On the ground, this translated into longer days on market for overpriced listings, conditional offers making a comeback in some segments, more negotiation room, especially for properties that needed work or were poorly presented or not priced properly. For landlords, 2025 reminded everyone that screening tenants properly is non-negotiable. Understanding local rent control rules and eviction processes is crucial, and having a buffer for repairs and vacancy is no longer optional. It's part of survival. So, 2025 closed with more realism in the market, less FOMO, more due diligence, and a lot of people waiting and seeing what happens next. Now, let's talk about 2026 and what you should watch for. No one has a crystal ball, but there are some big themes that will shape the year. First, interest rates and affordability. Can I afford the payment? Will continue to be the number one question. Forecasts suggest that as rates stabilize and potentially ease a bit, activity will gradually pick up from the slower pace seen in 2024-2025. If rates ease even slightly, expect more buyers who were sitting on the sidelines in 2025 to re-enter the market. If rates stays elevated for longer, the market may remain slower but more rational with continued pressure on over-leveraged owners and investors. Second, renewals and stress on homeowners. A lot of people who bought or refinanced during the low rate era are facing renewals at higher rates through 2025-2026. Some will handle it with good planning, but others may be forced to sell or downsize. Adding inventory to the market and creating opportunities for prepared buyers and investors. Third is immigration, population, and demand. Canada has been adjusting its immigration strategy, including cuts to non-permanent residents and more modest permanent residence targets for the next few years. Recent analysis shows that population growth is slowing sharply compared with the surge years, and some scenarios even point to periods of very weak or slightly negative growth as these cuts work through the system. What does that mean for housing in 2026? Demand growth, especially in rentals and investors' heavy markets, is expected to cool relative to the last big immigration wave. Some forecasts are calling for a modest dip or flatter home prices in 2026 in certain parts of Canada, rather than big increases, as slower household formation meets gradually improving supply. This could mean less intense bidding in some segments and a bit more choice for serious buyers, even though affordability will still be challenged by higher rates and prices that remain elevated compared with pre-pandemic levels. Fourth, quality over hype. In 2026, smart players will care less about owning anything and more about buying the right property at their right numbers. Solid locations, realistic cash flow, or at least a clear path to it. A long-term plan, not a lottery ticket mindset. Yes, people have made a lot of money like a lottery. For buyers, 2026 can be a good year if you are patient, pre-approved, and clear on your budget. Sellers, pricing correctly and presenting your property well will matter more than ever. Sometimes I'm still seeing a lot of people who putting things in the market, but they're not selling. Investors and landlords, system, tenants, screening, understanding the rules will determine whether you sleep well at night. In upcoming episodes, there will be deep dives into each of these rates, renewals, rental strategy, and how to analyze deals step by step. Why January is a smart time to start your home search in Ontario? Well, that's the big picture. Now, let's bring it home to Ontario and talk about something very practical. Why January is a smart time to start your home search in Ontario? Well, if you're thinking of making a move in 2026, start now and get ahead of the spring rush. Now the holidays are over. Everything is settled down. Kids going back to school. Here are 3 things you should do this month to be ready. Number 1, get your mortgage pre-approval locked in. Sit down with your bank or a mortgage broker and get a written pre-approval so you know your real budget and your monthly payment at today's rates. This gives you negotiating power, help you move quickly when you find the right home, and can protect you if rates move while you are shopping. Number 2, clarify your must-haves versus nice-to-haves for Ontario. Make a simple list: schools, commute, transit, lot size, finished basement, parking, proximity to the GO station, trails, or the lake, and rank them. In January, you have time to refine your criteria with actual listings instead of rushing decisions when spring competition heats up. I have a feeling like this spring market will be better than 2024-2025. Number 3, start touring neighborhoods and a few homes even if you are not ready to write an offer. Use these quieter winter weeks to walk or drive through your target areas, maybe River Oaks, Glen Abbey, Uptown Core in Oakville, or other pockets that fit your lifestyle. And there's a lot of new homes in North Oakville. Seeing 3-5 homes now helps you recognize value quickly than the spring inventory hits and everyone else is just starting their search. If you want help organizing this, DM me with Ready 2026 on Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp, and you will get a free home search checklist specifically for Oakville buyers so you know exactly what to do from January onward. This way, when the spring market wakes up and not starting from zero, you are pre-approved, focused, educated on neighborhoods, and ready to act confidently. Well, if this episode reached you after a long gap, thank you for still being here. Your support means a lot. I really missed you guys. Here's how you can help kick off season 2. Follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss new episode. Share this episode with one friend who's thinking about buying, selling, or investing in 2026. Send your questions if you are a landlord struggling with a tenant, a first-time home buyer, confused about rates, or an investor unsure whether to wait or act. Your question might become a full episode. Well, that's where I get my topics from. You can message on Instagram, Facebook, or WhatsApp, wherever you normally connect, and mention it's for Real Estate Wisdom with Vish. New episode will be released weekly, just like before. The goal is to keep content consistent, practical, and honest. Once again, thank you for your patience during the time away and for tuning into the season 2 comeback of Real Estate Wisdom with Vish. 2025 may have ended with questions and uncertainty, but 2026 can be a powerful year for anyone who approaches real estate with wisdom, patience, and a clear plan. If you're thinking about a move in Oakville or the surrounding areas, don't wait for everyone else to wake up in the spring. Start now. DM me Ready 2026 for your free checklist, and let's get you prepared. Talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now. Disclaimer: the information provided in this podcast is for informational purpose only and should not be considered as financial or investment advice. Consult with your professional before making any real estate decisions.